bow our head in silent prayer.
請大家都係默禱。
Amen. In the name of Lord Jesus, we begin our evening service by singing hymn 418.
咁將聖名，我哋開始我哋晚上嘅呢個嘅靈修會嘅課程，我哋同唱讚美詩418首。
Pray and ask God to guide us in our service.
喺我哋未開始之前，我哋同你跪下禱告，求神帶領我哋嘅聚會。
Let's kneel down to pray.
你同父子聖名跪下禱告。
the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, we pray. In the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, I speak.
我接咗神講話。
Again, I give thanks to our Heavenly Father for making tonight possible for our brothers and sisters to gather here to study the words.
我再喺度感謝神，讓弟兄姊妹能夠聚集喺一起嚟敬拜神嘅。
So may God remember your zeal, your faith that you have shown in Him.
求主嚟紀念你哋呢種嘅熱心你哋嘅信心。
So for tonight, we are going to continue with the subject on not to have other gods.
咁今晚我哋繼續嚟呢個主題不可有別的神嘅。
We realize that in the Old Testament scriptures, worshipping other gods has been a major issue or problems in the life of the chosen people.
咁我哋從呢個舊約嘅呢個嘅歷史睇到選民呢個拜偶像嘅事係佢哋呢個面對嘅一個最大嘅呢個嘅困難問題嚟㗎。
So we find that in every generation of the chosen people, there have been troubled by idolatry.
咁佢哋每一代呢啲選民佢哋都嚟去喺呢個拜偶像嘅事上嚟去跌倒嘅。
Without exception, when we look at our lives today,
我哋睇下我哋今天我哋嘅呢個嘅人生。
it is equally true that we are also very much affected by idols.
我哋都係好備受呢啲嘅偶像嘅事情嚟去影響我哋嘅。
To shake off its influence is not something very simple to do.
我哋要脫離呢啲咁嘅影響係唔係一件容易可以做得到嘅事情。
No wonder the scriptures, especially in the book of Deuteronomy, this subject is brought up time and again.
所以喺呢個申命記呢個嘅事情一次又一次咁嚟出現。
You find that even before Moses died, he spoke about this at length.
甚至喺摩西未離世之前，佢用呢個長時間嚟去提到呢個事情㗎。
We turn to Deuteronomy chapter 32.
我睇下呢個申命記嘅32章嘅。
Deuteronomy chapter 32.
申命記32章。
As we mentioned before, this is a chapter concerning the Song of Moses. It is about the Song of Moses.
咁我哋之前提過嘅呢一章書係嚟去提到呢個摩西之歌嘅。
We can roughly divide the chapter into two main parts.
咁我哋可以大約咁樣嚟去分開呢一章分為兩部分㗎。
1 to 6 and then 7 all the way down to the last verse.
就係1至6節。
43.
1至6節同埋呢個7至到43節。
Because from verse 7 onward it talks about the days of old.
因為喺第7節開始就提到呢個
古時嘅事情。
呢啲嘅古時嘅事情㗎。
So the chosen people were asked to remember the days of old, consider their years of many generations.
呢啲選民被提醒到要嚟去記起呢個古時嘅事情。
So one of the things that Moses has spoken about is idolatry.
咁一樣事情摩西所提到嘅就係呢個嘅拜偶像嘅事情。
I want you to read, for example, verse 12.
我哋可以讀下呢個12節㗎。
So the Lord alone led him, and there was no foreign god with him.
12節，這樣耶和華獨自引導他，並無外幫神與他同在。
Now we find that God has done everything that He could to ensure that His people were led by Him alone.
我哋發覺神係用佢嘅力量嚟去讓呢啲選民只係佢讓佢嚟去帶領佢哋㗎。
We can see this very clearly in the book of Exodus and Numbers.
我哋可以從呢個出埃及記同埋民數記裏邊睇到好清楚㗎。
God wants to be their God.
神係想成為佢哋嘅神。
Just like God has promised Abraham.
就好似神向亞伯拉罕所應許嘅。
That his descendant shall be God's children.
讓佢嘅呢個後裔成為神嘅子民㗎。
And God shall be their God.
而神就係成為佢哋嘅神。
You find that as this plan of God being unfolded.
你發覺呢個神嘅呢個計劃係被你揭開㗎。
In each generation, you realize that the people of God did provoke him to jealousy. 每一代呢啲選民呢啲嘅子民佢哋都嚟去激怒神㗎。 We read verse 16.
我睇16節㗎。
Verse 16.
16節。
They provoke him to jealousy with foreign gods, with abominations. They provoke him to anger.
16節。敬拜別神，觸動神的憤恨，行可憎的事，惹了他的怒氣。
Verse 21.
21節。
They have provoked me to jealousy by what is not God. They have moved me to anger by their foolish idols. But I will provoke them to jealousy by those who are not a nation. I will move them to anger by a foolish nation.
21節。他們以那不算為神的觸動我的憤恨，以虛無的神惹了我的怒氣，我也要以那不成子民的觸動他們的憤恨。
So this section of the scriptures quite clearly tells us that God was provoked.
呢兩節經文提到神係被佢哋去觸動到發怒㗎。
It mentions about the anger and the judgment of God
呢度提到
on His people.
呢度提到神嘅憤恨嚟去向佢嘅子民所發嘅怒㗎。
Now I want you to read this very closely.
我想大家嚟去仔細嚟去讀呢段嘅經文。
So in the eyes of God, what kind of people have they become?
咁喺神嘅眼中，佢哋係成為咩嘅人民呢
？Now before that, we know that God kept them as like the apple of His eyes. They are very close to Him.
之前神係看佢哋為呢個眼中嘅同人㗎。
Just like in chapter 7, the chapter that we have read many times.
就好似喺記載喺第7章嗰度，我哋已經讀過好多次㗎啦。
After His election, the people of God became a special treasure to Him.
當俾佢哋俾神揀選之後，神看佢哋為極之寶貴嘅。
Meaning very close to the heart of God.
就係佢哋係同神嘅心好親近㗎。
In this chapter 32.
咁喺呢一章裏邊32章裏邊
we find that God's perception of them has changed tremendously because of the foreign gods.
咁神對佢哋呢種嘅態度已經係大大改變啦，因為佢呢啲嘅外邦神嘅緣故。
I want you to read a number of verses in this chapter to help ourselves understand better.
咁我想大家嚟去讀下呢一章嘅幾節嘅經文，讓我哋更加嚟去了解㗎。
I want you to read verse 20.
我哋讀20節㗎。
Verse 20.
20節。
And he said, I will hide my face from them, I will see what their end will be. Now, for they are a perverse generation, children in whom is no faith.
20節，我要向他們於面看他們的結局如何。他們本是極乖僻的族類，心中無誠實的兒女。
This is how God perceived them.
所以呢個就係神點樣嚟去睇佢哋。
They were a perverse generation.
佢哋係乖僻嘅族類。
So from being very precious in God's eyes.
就從呢個喺神眼中看為極寶貴㗎。
Now they were deemed a kind of abominations.
而家佢哋成為敗壞嘅族類啦。
Now when we say a perverse generation.
當我哋提到呢個敗壞嘅族類
，it means that a generation who does not know God, who always sin against God.
就係話呢啲嘅子民佢哋從認識神嚟去不斷緊嚟去得罪犯罪得罪神㗎。
You know the word perverse is a very strong word. It's a negative word.
呢個敗壞呢個街僻街僻，所以呢個街僻呢個字眼
，it's like you won't if you know that this person is a perverse person, I don't think you want to draw close to the person. Probably you will run away from him.
如果你知道呢一個人係一個街癖嘅人嘅，你就會唔會嚟親近佢啦，你就會遠離佢啦。
Because you fear that the guy might influence you in a very negative way.
因為你懼怕佢會喺呢個嘅負面嘅呢個層面會嚟去大大影響到你㗎。
This is how God perceive His own people to be.
所以神就係咁樣嚟睇佢呢個嘅選民啦。
Because of idols, they have turned themselves into a perverse generations.
因為呢個偶像嘅緣故佢哋成為呢啲街癖嘅族類啦。
We mentioned earlier on, I think last night, when we talk about worshipping other gods, not only it corrupts a person, actually it corrupts a person completely, utterly.
咁琴晚我哋提到一個人如果係拜偶像嘅，佢唔單止嚟去敗壞呢個人，佢甚至完全去將呢個人嚟去敗壞㗎。
Now the conclusion is that there are children in whom there is no faith.
咁樣結果係咩咧？就係佢哋嘅兒女都冇呢個嘅信仰啦。
Now what does it mean here?
咁呢度係咩意思咧
？Not only they did not know God.
唔單止佢哋唔認識神。
In this context here, it means that they betray God.
喺呢個嘅解釋就係話佢哋嚟去出賣神㗎。
If you read verse 15, we can understand better.
如果睇15節嘅，我哋會更加嚟明白㗎。
But Jeshurun grew fat and kicked.
呢啲耶書崙嘅漸漸嚟去肥胖，跟住就嚟去奔跑，係嘛？
咩踢？
我要
你冇踢啊？
粗壯肛門，
好似嗰個猶大咧踢耶穌要叫人踢耶穌。
踢跳奔跑。
Right now, we also read the last part, verse 15.
我哋睇下15節嘅下半段㗎。
And scornfully esteemed the rock of his salvation.
佢輕看救佢嘅磐石㗎。
輕看。The Chinese is more gentle. It's like look at God's the rock of salvation with contempt, that kind of thing.
就係話佢睇神呢個磐石係藐視神嘅咁樣嘅意思。
So that's why God said, these people are children without faith.
所以呢啲就係佢哋嘅兒女就冇，好似兒女冇呢個信仰一樣。
They did not believe in any of the instructions of the Lord.
佢哋唔相信神任何嘅呢個嘅教導。
Everything that they did is against God.
佢哋所做一切都係嚟去敵對神㗎。
Now, when you look at verse 28, this is another description given to the children, to the chosen people of God.
咁我睇下28節呢度亦都係形容神嘅子民嘅説話嚟㗎。
For they are a nation void of counsel, nor is there any understanding in them.
佢話因為以色列民毫無計謀，心中沒有聰明。
Now, last night when we study chapter 4.
咁昨晚我哋查考呢個第4章嘅時候
，we understand that God spoke to them, in the midst of the fire.
咁我哋明白到神喺呢個火焰中嚟去向佢哋嚟去説話㗎。
To impart His law to them.
你係將佢嘅誡命嚟去律例嚟去賜俾佢哋㗎。
And so much so that the law and the statutes that they have received, no other nation can ever be compared to what they have.
神所賜俾佢嘅誡命律例典章係冇其他嘅國民曾經係擁有過嘅。
Meaning that they were very wise.
意思話佢哋係好有呢個聰明㗎。
They were on top of all the other nations.
佢哋係比任何嘅國民比較高尚㗎。
When you look at verse 28,
但係睇28節嘅時候
，again here this is the perceptions of God concerning His people.
呢個都係神去點樣嚟睇佢嘅選民。
They are a nation void of counsel.
佢哋係毫無計謀㗎。
And no is there any understanding in them.
佢哋心中都毫無呢個聰明㗎。
So meaning they knew nothing about God and the counsel of God.
意思就係話佢完全冇唔能夠明白神同埋認識到神嘅。
So from here we can see what idols can do to a person or can do to a nation.
所以從呢度我哋可以睇到一個偶像可以點樣去影響一個人或者影響整個國家嘅國民㗎。
Coming to think about this, Moses must be very worried about this.
咁我哋讀到呢度嘅時候，我相信摩西係好嚟去擔憂呢一點㗎。
Because God has already inspired him to know that these people after he died they would go and sin and worship other idols, other gods.
因為神已經同佢啟示話，當你死咗之後呢啲嘅子民佢會嚟去離開神嚟拜偶像㗎。
So put ourselves in the shoes of Moses.
如果我哋站喺呢個摩西嘅位置
，we have done our best, to guide our family members, our brother and sisters to come before God.
咁我哋盡咗我哋嘅力量帶領我哋嘅家人我哋嘅兄弟姊妹們嚟到神嘅面前。
And before we died.
咁喺我哋離世之前
，and like God, inspire us, tell us.
神啟示我哋同我哋講
，these people whom you have been leading is going to worship idols.
你所帶領你呢一群人佢哋將會嚟去拜偶像嘅。
You can see how upset it will be for Moses.
咁你可以睇到如果你係摩西嘅話你會好唔開心嘅。
I believe that obviously the songs here is inspired by God, yeah.
咁我哋都知道呢個詩歌係神所啟示嘅。
But we also can see, the heart of Moses at the time.
但係我哋都可以嚟去睇清摩西當時佢心裏邊嘅感受㗎。
It's just like Paul also.
就好似保羅一樣。
God also, disclose, things that would happen after he has gone.
神亦都話俾你知佢離世之後將會發生啲咩嘅事情。
That's why Paul was very much upset.
所以保羅就唔喜樂啦。
So he cried, day and night for the sake of the church.
所以佢日夜嚟去流淚為咗教會嘅緣故。
So we must not take this idolatry very lightly.
所以我哋唔好輕看呢個偶像嘅事情。
We must truly rely on God, to remove all idols.
我哋必須嚟去誠實嘅嚟去依靠神嚟去除去呢一切嘅偶像。
You find that idols can appear in different forms.
我哋知道呢個偶像可以喺用唔同嘅呢個嘅形象形式嚟去出現㗎。
Back to chapter 4.
我哋翻嚟第四章㗎。
If we read from verse 15.
若果我哋從15節開始讀
，it mentioned about calf image or calf images.
呢度提到話雕刻嘅形象
，or idols in the likeness of any animals.
或者呢啲偶像類似呢啲嘅動物
or birds.
或者呢嘅飛鳥
or even the celestial bodies.
或者呢啲天上嘅呢啲嘅星象。
So it's like God, forewarned the people to be careful not to worship idols.
所以神喺度預先嘅嚟去警告呢啲選民話佢哋叫佢哋唔好嚟去拜呢啲嘅偶像嘅。
And also warn them, not to be affected by the foreigners, by worshiping their gods.
亦都警戒佢哋唔好去效法呢啲外邦嘅國民嚟去敬拜佢哋呢啲嘅偶像嘅。
Now, if we turn to Zephaniah，
我哋睇下呢個撒迦利亞書嘅，西番雅書嘅。
We turn to Zephaniah. Chapter 1, yeah.
西番雅書睇第一章嘅。
We can actually cross-reference to 2 Kings chapter 22 to describe, the extent of the corruption caused by idolatry, idols.
呢個可以亦都從呢個列王記上第一章嗰度睇。
2 Kings chapter 22.
列王記下第一章睇到呢個拜偶像嘅事情。22章。
2 Kings chapter
王下嘅22章。可以睇到呢個拜偶像嘅事情嘅。
Because the background of Zephaniah is 2 King chapter 22.
因為呢個西番雅書嘅背景就係呢個嘅列王記下嘅22章嚟嘅
Now
事情
from
嘅。
verse Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 2 onward talks about different types of idols.
咁從呢個西番雅書第一章第2節後邊就提到唔同嘅呢個嘅偶像。
And obviously God said He's going to consume all these idols.
咁樣神係嚟去最後將呢啲偶像嚟去除滅嘅。
But there is a statement I want to bring to your attention.
咁呢度有句話我想大家哋去留意嘅。
Verse 3.
第3節。
The middle part says the stumbling blocks along with the wicked.
第3節嘅中間嗰度話以及絆腳石同埋惡人嘅。
We know that the stumbling blocks here refers to idols.
我哋知道呢度所提到呢個絆腳石就係指呢個偶像。
So you find that idols are like stumbling blocks.
我哋發覺到呢啲偶像就好似呢啲絆腳嘅石一樣。
They stop, God's people from drawing close to Him, from worshiping Him.
佢哋嚟停止呢啲選民嚟去親近神同埋嚟去敬拜神嘅。
In verse 5, yeah?
第5節嗰度。
You find that there's people that worship the host of heaven on the housetop.
你呢度提到話嗰啲選民喺呢啲屋頂上嚟敬拜啲天上嘅萬象嘅。
And they also introduce foreign gods like Milcom to God's people.
咁佢哋都嚟去拜呢啲偶像話呢個馬勒亨。馬勒亨。
That's correct.
Yeah.
So you find that many gods, different gods have been introduced.
所以你發覺好多呢啲嘅偶像出現啦。
They were affected by their neighbors.
咁佢哋都係被佢哋嘅呢啲鄰近嘅呢啲國民嚟影響嘅。
Now when you read the book of Ezekiel,
當我哋睇呢個以西結書嘅時候
it is even more scary or frightening.
係更加可怕嘅。
You find that from like chapter 7, chapter 8 onwards.
從呢個第8章嗰度開始。
You find that idols are found everywhere in the temple, including the sacred place.
咁你發覺佢呢啲偶像可以喺聖殿裏邊周圍都可以找到嘅，甚至喺呢啲聖所裏邊。
If you have studied Ezekiel before, we know that at that time in the spirit it's like God took Ezekiel to have a temple tour. The tour around the temple.
如果我哋查考過以西結書嘅，就係神喺度嚟去帶領呢個以西結嚟去好似遊行呢個聖殿一周咁樣。
What he saw really, scare him to the core.
佢所睇到嘅就令到佢非常可怕啦。
So all sort of idols and abominations found in the temple.
一切唔同嘅呢啲嘅偶像都喺呢個聖殿裏邊嚟去尋找到嘅。
Even in the sanctuary.
甚至喺呢啲聖所。
So that's why the entire nation was corrupted.
所以整個呢個國民都係敗壞㗎。
Now when you look at Ezekiel,
咁我哋睇下呢個以西結。
We know that the temple can refers to individually speaking to our hearts.
咁呢個殿可以指我哋每個人嘅內心㗎。
We know that the heart is a place where the seed of God is placed.
我哋知道我哋嘅內心就係神嘅種子所種嘅栽種嘅地方。
We said this is the throne of God.
我哋話呢個就係神嘅寶座。
But today is God in the hearts.
但係今日我哋神係咪喺我哋嘅心裏邊呢？
Is the throne of God still there?
神嘅寶座係咪喺我哋嘅心裏邊呢？
Or have we removed the throne altogether?
或者係咪我哋已經完全將呢個寶座除去呢？
Now, if we look at this in a collective sense,
如果你普遍嚟講呢個事情，即係整體嚟講呢個事情
the church is the temple of God.
呢個教會就係神嘅殿。
According to Paul, the temple is the habitation of the Holy Spirit.
咁呢個 殿就係神嘅靈聖靈居住嘅地方。
Today is the Spirit in the church.
咁今天呢個聖靈係咪喺教會裏邊呢？
Is the Spirit directing the church?
呢個聖靈係咪喺度嚟去帶領緊呢個教會呢？
Is He taking control over all the affairs of the church?
佢係咪嚟去看顧教會一切嘅事情呢？
It's an important question for us to think about.
呢一個問題係我哋需要嚟去謹慎嚟去思考㗎。
Like what we said before, idols can be invisible at times.
咁我有提到話呢個偶像有時係睇唔見㗎。
I want you to look at 1 Samuel.
我哋可以睇下呢個撒母耳記上嘅。
1 Samuel
撒母耳記上。
chapter 15.
嘅15章嘅。
1 Samuel chapter 15.
撒母耳記上嘅15章。
We read verse 23.
我哋睇23節。
we can read from verse 22.
我哋從22節可以開始讀。
These are the words just spoken by Samuel.
呢啲説話係撒母耳所講嘅。
Has the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed them the fat of rams.
耶和華喜悅燔祭和平安祭，喜悅人聽從他的話呢？聽命勝於獻祭，順從勝於公羊的脂油。
For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, He also has rejected you from being king.
悖逆嘅罪與行邪術嘅罪相等，橫姦嘅罪與拜虛神和拜偶像嘅罪相同。你既厭棄耶和華的命令，耶和華也厭棄你作王。
We know that these are the words spoken to this King Saul.
咁呢啲説話係同呢個掃羅王講嘅。
God gave him 2 chances to change.
神俾
we said he made 2 major mistakes.
佢有曾經作過兩次嘅呢個嘅錯嘅。
The first one is he was told not to wait for this Samuel to come before he offer the sacrifice.
第一樣就係話佢要嚟去等呢個嘅撒母耳嚟到先至去獻祭嘅。
We realize that at that time the situation was quite desperate.
咁我哋知道當時嘅情況係好緊急嘅。
His armies, the people were leaving him, going away from him.
因為當時佢嘅軍隊嘅人都離開佢啦。
And you find that the enemies, were closing in, yeah.
咁呢啲敵人就嚟去臨近啦。
And so he waited and waited and waited and until the 7th day.
所以喺度等待到第7日。
Samuel still did not appear.
咁撒母耳都仲未出現。
So he took things into his own hand and he started, offering sacrifices.
所以佢就自己作主啦，就嚟去攞呢啲嘢嚟去作獻祭啦。
And suddenly Samuel appeared.
突然之間撒母耳出現啦。
So this King Saul sinned against God.
所以呢個掃羅王佢嚟去犯罪得罪神。
In chapter 15 is like God, gave him a second chance to rectify his own wrong.
咁喺15章就係神好似神俾一個機會佢，讓佢哋去認清楚佢自己嘅罪嘅。
Like in a way to redeem himself.
就係嚟去讓佢自己嚟去贖罪嘅。
So you find that the second time is to me, like God asked him to kill all the Amalekites and must not spare anyone. Yeah?
咁就神喺呢度吩咐佢將呢啲亞瑪利人一切嘅亞瑪利人殺害嘅。
Compared to the first instant, this one is so much easier to carry out. So much more
同第一個事情嚟講，呢一件事情係比較好容易做得到嘅。
And yet he failed to do it.
但係佢喺呢個事上嚟去失敗啦。
And therefore he was rejected as a king.
所以因為咁嘅緣故，佢就被嚟去拒絕作王。
So in the words of Samuel.
所以喺呢個撒母耳嘅話語當中
，and here it says stubbornness is as iniquities and idolatry。
佢話呢啲橫硬嘅罪同埋呢啲拜偶像嘅罪相等嘅。
How do we explain this？
咁我哋點樣嚟解釋呢句説話咧？
We know that in the kingdom of God, that God is the king.
我哋知道喺神嘅角度裏邊，神就係呢個王噶。
Every one of us must submit to God, yeah, and must come under His authority.
我哋每個人都係佢嘅權柄下噶，我哋必須要去信服佢噶。
Although at that time King Saul was the king of the nation,
雖然當時掃羅王係呢個國家嘅王，
he was still very much under the authority of God,
但係佢仍然係喺呢個神嘅呢個權柄下噶，
just like anyone else was.
就好似其他嘅子民一樣。
So you find that on this occasion he refused to heed the word of God.
所以佢喺呢一次佢哋冇聽神嘅話語。
Instead, he acted according to his own will.
佢按照自己嘅意思去做。
In a way, it's like he removed God.
就好似佢將神嚟去除去一樣。
And he placed his will above the will of God.
佢將佢自己嘅旨意嚟去放喺神嘅旨意之上。
That's why Samuel said, "Your stubbornness is likened to a kind of idolatry, because you think yourself is greater than God."
所以撒母耳同佢講話，你橫硬嘅呢種橫硬嘅行為就好似拜偶像一樣。
So from here we find that idolatry idol may not be necessarily in a visible form.
所以偶像未必係有形嘅。
So in the presence of God, if we deem our own ideas, more important than that of God.
所以如果我哋喺神面前，我哋嘅將我哋嘅旨意嚟去高過神嘅旨意噶
，then we become our own idols.
咁我哋就成為自己嘅偶像啦。
God would not be pleased with this.
神係唔喜悅呢一點噶。
Now in the New Testament,
喺新約嗰度
it also mentioned another type of idolatry.
亦都提到另一樣呢個偶像噶。
We can turn to Colossians.
我哋可以睇下呢個哥羅西書。
Please turn to the book of Colossians.
哥羅西書噶。
Colossians chapter 3.
哥羅西書嘅第3章。
We read verse 5.
我哋睇第5節嘅。
3 verse 5.
3章嘅5節。
Therefore put to death your members which are on the earth, fornications, uncleanness, passions, even desire, and covetousness, which is idolatry.
所以要治死你們在地上的肢體，就如淫亂、污穢、邪情、惡慾和貪能。貪能就是與拜偶像一樣。
You find that this actually is also mentioned in Ephesians. Yeah?
呢個亦都喺呢個以弗所書度提到嘅。
Again, it says, covetousness is equal to idolatry.
呢度亦都話呢個貪能就係同呢個拜偶像嘅同等㗎。
Again, how do we explain this?
我哋點樣嚟去解釋呢一點呢？
We know that when we have this greed in the heart.
我哋知道，當我哋有呢個嘅貪念喺我哋嘅心裏邊。
According to Paul,
按保羅所講嘅。
That is the root of all evil.
呢個就係萬惡之根啦。
Meaning that you allow the bitter root to grow in us.
就係話我哋讓呢啲毒根喺我哋裏邊嚟去生長啦。
We find that when this this root of evil is in the heart, obviously whatever we do will be against God.
當呢啲毒根喺我哋裏邊生長起嚟嘅時候，意思就係話我哋所做一切都係敵對神噶。
We will disregard the things of God.
我哋會唔理會神嘅事情噶。
We will despise the commandments of God.
我哋會鄙視神嘅誡命噶。
That's why that in itself is a form of idolatry.
所以呢啲咁嘅事情喺佢本身就係一個好似拜偶像一樣。
I want you to turn to Deuteronomy.
我睇下呢個嘅申命記噶。
Please turn to Deuteronomy.
申命記。
Okay, we read chapter 29.
我睇《申命記》嘅29章。
Chapter 29.
《申命記》29章。
We read verse 18.
我睇18節嘅。
Chapter 29, verse 18.
29章嘅18節。
Okay, we read from verse 17.
我哋從17節讀起。
And you saw their abomination and their idols which were among them, wood, stone, and silver and gold.
17節話：你們也看見他們中間可憎之物，便他們木石金銀的偶像。
So that there may not be among you man or woman or family or tribe whose heart turns away today from the Lord our God to go and serve the gods of their nations, and that there may not be among you a root bearing bitterness or wormwood.
18節，唯恐你們中間或男或女或族長或支派長，今日心裏偏離耶和華我們的神，去侍奉那些國的神，又怕你們中間有惡根生出苦菜和茵陳來。
So you find that when they worship other gods, this roots of bitterness will grow in them.
所以當呢啲人去拜啲偶像前嘅時候，佢哋呢啲嘅苦菜同埋啲茵陳就會喺佢哋嘅。
Because covetousness will generate this bitter root.
因為呢個貪婪嘅事情會嚟去產生呢啲嘅毒根出嚟。
We say it's the source of all evil.
我哋話呢個就係萬惡之根啦。
That's why you find that covetousness is equal to idolatry.
所以因為咁嘅緣故所以呢個貪婪就係同呢個嘅拜偶像同等㗎。
That's why we need to. Jesus teaches us to rid off covetousness.
所以主耶穌話：我哋要除去呢啲嘅一切呢啲嘅貪婪嘅事情。
If you look at the case of Judas,
如果去睇下呢個猶大嘅事情
you find that he always stretch his hand into the coffer.
咁我哋發覺佢係時常將佢嘅手嚟伸入呢個嘅錢囊當中㗎。
Probably thinking that no one will see him or whatever.
可能佢認為冇人會睇到佢㗎。
And gradually you find that he actually gave ground to Satan to work.
咁你發覺佢就慢慢讓呢個撒旦嚟去喺佢身上嚟作
So
工啦。
instead of submitting to God, he ended up submitting to what? The will of Satan.
所以佢冇嚟去信服神，反而嚟去信服呢個撒旦啦。
So in a way, he did not worship God, did not worship Jesus. He ended up worshiping Satan.
咁佢冇嚟去敬拜神，而去敬拜呢個嘅撒旦啦。
That's why in John chapter 13, you find that Satan could just put the idea, of betrayal in his mind. It's like simply and so easily just put an idea.
所以喺呢個嘅約翰福音13章嗰度呢個撒旦就好容易將呢個惡魔就係放入佢嘅心裏邊。
Because the root of evil is already in the heart.
因為呢個毒根已經喺佢嘅心裏邊。
So he could no longer control himself.
所以佢唔能夠再次嚟去控制佢自己啦。
That's why he ended up killing his own master.
所以佢最後嚟去將佢嘅主人嚟殺害啦。
So you find that when we worship idol, this roots of evil will grow in us.
所以你會發覺到，當我哋去敬拜呢啲偶像呢啲毒根會從我哋嘅心裏邊生長出嚟嘅。
So covetousness is a form of idolatry.
所以呢個貪婪就係呢個嘅拜偶像。
So today you find that to govern our hearts is very important.
所以你會發現我哋要保守我哋呢個心係好重要㗎。
In fact, there are many precious teachings that we can learn in the book of Deuteronomy.
其實喺呢個申命記裏邊有好多寶貴嘅呢個教訓，我哋可以去學習。
The book actually tells us about who we are.
其實呢本書其實可以嚟去清楚話俾佢知，究竟我哋係邊一個。
What kind of mindset we have.
究竟我哋有啲咩嘅心態㗎
？The book even talks about people who refuse to accept the word of God.
亦都提到呢啲唔願意嚟去接受神嘅人㗎。
Okay, just give you another example.
我俾大家一個例子。
The same chapter 29.
同一章嘅29章。
We read verse 19.
我睇19節㗎。
verse 19.
19節。
And so it may not happen when he hears the word of this curse that he blesses himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace, even though I follow the dictates of my heart.
19節聽見
As though the drunkard could be included with the sober. 19節
好似同英文一樣。
咪29章。
係咯，29章。聽見這咒詛的話，心裏仍是自誇說：我雖然行事，心裏橫緊，連累眾人，卻還是平安。
有啲唔同，
係咪
有啲唔同。
唔係。
OK， 照我嘅呢個分。This is the person here says to himself，
呢度呢個人咁樣同自己講嘅。
I shall have peace。
佢話我會有平安嘅。
Even though I follow the dictates of my heart。
雖然我按照我嘅心嘅旨意去做。
So you find that actually Moses knew how these people would behave。
其實摩西佢知道呢啲人會點樣做嘅。
And he knew that these people would go and worship other gods。
佢亦都知道呢啲人係會離開嚟去敬拜呢啲偶像嘅。
You find that this is very true, when you read some example in the Old Testament scriptures。
咁你如果睇呢啲舊約嘅一啲嘅例子，你就會其實就睇出呢個係事實嚟㗎。
Especially the leaders。
特別係呢啲嘅領導人嘅。
We turn to Jeremiah。
我睇下呢個耶利米書。
Jeremiah chapter 23. Yeah, 23.
耶利米書去睇23章。
We read from verse 16.
我睇16節嘅。
Chapter 23, verse 16.
耶利米書23章嘅16節。
Thus says the Lord of hosts, do not listen to the words of the prophets who prophesy to you. They make you worthless. They speak a vision of their own hearts, not from the mouth of the Lord.
16節，萬軍之耶和華如主說：這些先知向你們說預言，你們不要聽他們的話，他們以虛空教訓你們。所說的預象是出於自己的心，不是出於神的口嘅。
Verse 17.
17節。
They continually said to those who despise me, the Lord has said, you shall have peace. And to everyone who walks according to the dictates of his own heart, they said, no evil shall come upon you.
17節，他們對藐視我的人說：耶和華說，你們必享平安。又對一切按自己橫緊之身而行的人說：必沒有災禍臨到你們。
In the time of Jeremiah was, instructed by God to preach the message of doom。
呢個喺耶利米先知嘅時代，耶利米係被神嚟去啟示去傳呢個災難嘅日子臨到嘅。
But you find that this prophet, they preach something very different。
但係你發覺咧，呢啲先知佢哋係傳一啲完全唔同嘅嘢㗎。
They even encourage those who are evil。佢
亦都嚟去鼓勵嗰啲行惡嘅人㗎。
Those who walk according to the dictates of their hearts。
嗰啲橫緊按照佢哋自己心意嚟去做嘅人㗎。
So you find that this actually happened in the community of God。
所以佢哋係喺我哋呢啲信仰嘅團體人之中㗎。
So you find that men always play God。
所以你發覺人係好常係嚟去當自己係神嘅。
So we must be very careful。
所以我哋必須要去好謹慎。
Sometimes you find that this is our experience to fight against the heart。It's not easy。
呢個就係好常都係我哋自己嘅體驗，就係話我哋嚟去勝過自己嘅心係唔容易做得到㗎。
How to guard our hearts and not to take the place of God is something that we must always do。
我哋點樣嚟去我哋點樣嚟去保守我哋自己嘅心唔好嚟去取代神嘅位置我哋應該時常要咁樣嚟提醒自己㗎。
Sometimes knowingly or unknowingly we may take the place of God。
有時候我哋知道自己係好想嚟去將神嘅位置嚟去取代㗎。
In our daily life, like making decision,
譬如話喺我哋嘅日常生活之中，我哋嚟作呢個嘅決定嘅事情。
we may put God aside.
會可能將神嚟擺喺一邊㗎。
We just, act according to how we have planned.
我哋只係按照自己所計劃去做嘅。
Actually, that is a form of idolatry as well.
若果係咁嘅，呢個都係一種拜偶像嘅事情。
That's why you see that there are different forms of idolatries in the scriptures.
所以你可以睇到喺聖經裏邊有好多唔同呢啲形象嘅呢啲嘅偶像。
The one we have just mentioned is the most subtle form, and it's very difficult to get rid of.
咁我哋剛才所提到呢一樣就係最常見，亦都係最難嚟去解決嘅。
We say a silent prayer.
咁我哋作一個默禱。
Amen.
Amen.
Break for 10 minutes.
我哋休息10分鐘。